So I'm going to show you how to make the shell or the framework for your program, what you're going to put your code into after you finish the IPO chart. So I'm using cpp.sh. It's an online compiler. It's a very simple compiler. You can use this one. There's another one that students like called Repl.it, repl.it is the name of the website. That one's a little, well, it's actually pretty full function. And then, there's Visual Studio for those of you that want to go that way. But anyway, you're always going to start out your program with some comments. And comments start with 2 forward slashes. So you're going to put your name on it. You're going to put the date. And a short description of the program. And this is just information for the next programmer that's going to come along. And then you're going to put your include files. So it starts with the # or the hashtag, whatever you want to call it. And these are files that come from the C++ library. C++ is a huge language with a lot of capabilities. And you only use or include into your programs the capabilities you need. So it makes your programs smaller once they're compiled. So I'm going to include IOStream. It stands for Input Output Stream. And this has your commands cin and cout stored in it. I'm also going to include IOmanip, because that's also commonly used. That stands for Input-Output Manipulation, and that allows you to do a little bit of editing. And then after that, I'm going to use the command using namespace, std, and that one ends with a semicolon. And if you include or use namespace standard, what that allows you to do is to use the commands in these libraries without having to qualify them to have the name of the library before the command. And then I'm going to make my main function. The main function, C++ is made up of functions. So the main function, every program has one. Its name is main, lowercase main. In front of it, you're going to have the word int, or the keyword int, because it's going to return something called an integer. And then here in the parentheses is a place where data can be passed in optionally. So if you think about Excel, you have like equal sum, and then you'll have parentheses. And in those parentheses, you'll put cell references, which are just variables. So we're not going to pass data into this, but if you wanted to, that's where we go. So anyway, you mark the beginning and the end of this function with a curly brace. So this is the one that is over the enter key. You have to shift forward. It's the square bracket. Same key, but this is called a curly brace. And at the end, you are going to type return 0. And that ends with a semicolon. And what that does is the return command ends the function and gives control back to the operating system. This 0 is an integer. The function returns an integer. It returns that 0 to the operating system, and that tells the operating system that the program ended normally and everything is okay. So then when you're done with this, you can save this. You can cut and paste this, and I'm just going to run it to make sure that it compiles and I don't have errors. And it did. You can save this template and just cut and paste it into a notepad or a sticky pad or something like that, and then you never have to type it again. So that is your basic framework.